Hello, everyone. Just switch screens real quick. Hope everyone's doing well. We have had a lot of snow in our area, and I have not been outside at all. Hello, Harley Lady. We've got Blossom, and I was just playing with that journal that Blossom gave me. And we've got Harley Lady. Welcome, everybody. Hey, Jay. I was busy playing during your live, and then I was like, oh, I better get serious here. Hello, Clinda. Welcome. Anyway, so what we've got tonight is we've got the Say Cheese Classic Pooh Baby, and we're going to be working with that. I'm going to switch cameras. Jay says Lennox was upstairs underneath a blanket. I cannot blame Lennox. I actually was underneath a blanket for a little bit today too. Took myself a little nap in the middle of this snowstorm that we've got. My brother did come by early and helped us get our driveway cleared out, and then Pat's been working on it all afternoon, taking um, little breaks in between. But there's a lot out there, and we don't have to go anywhere tomorrow, so that's okay. But anyway, so I have got this set. I'm gonna real quick show you. I was working. Blossom had given me this, and it's kind of like she made it like a bill pay calendar, but I've kind of modified it to make it my YouTube channel planning calendar is what I have done. And while Jay was crafting on his live, I was playing with this, and then he wrapped up so quick and I was like, I need to put my stuff away and get ready. So anyway, but I am just kind of modifying this to be, it's like my planning calendar. I'm laying out everything that I want to plan for my channel, and I'm just using this, and I want to put something on the front of it. I just haven't had a chance to do that, but I real quickly was working with kind of the January calendar and just adding some of that washi tape and stuff that we got. Anyway, that's beside the point, but I just wanted to show that. Let's see. Blossom says she's enjoying a plate of pork SOS from the leftover mushroom pork she made for dinner. Oh, okay. Yeah, the washi stickers. Your camera looks like a unicorn hat on your head. Yeah, I can probably move this a little bit. I don't know. It's yeah. Anyway, that's hilarious. Yeah, January has been kind of busy for me with all the different things, but yeah. Anyway, so this is super fun. So I'm just going to run through everything and get going because I have got some lofty goals here tonight. I have got several. I'm just going to take my face off a hair so I don't have that crazy looking thing over my head. I will tell you guys, I did record the craft room video today, and I don't know if it's the storm or what, but it is taking forever to upload. It's not going to run till Tuesday. I've got it on Tuesday because tomorrow we're going to go live, Dari and I. Anyway, so this set includes a 4x6 stamp set that says Say Cheese Hello Baby is what it is. And it's got all of these cute little images here. And I did stamp some of them, and I started coloring them when I started watching Jay. So I did a little bit of coloring because I thought it's going to be kind of repetitive with all of the different Poohs, and you guys aren't going to want to watch me color over and over. So I did some coloring. I'm not a colorist, but I did my best while I was watching Jay to kind of fill in some of the coloring. So we've got that, and it has the coordinating die set, so we will be using that for this. So I'm just going to lay the stamp set aside since I've already done that, but we will need the dies. And then it has this, it's called Bundle of Joy. And my mom is making a gift for a baby girl that has not been born yet, but she would like a Pooh card to go with it. So it prompted me to drag this out and just to work with again. I have got some pre-recorded videos on my channel in which I've already worked with it, but we're going to work with it tonight. And so I've done some coloring. This safety pin is so cute, got a little flower. And I thought we'd color some of these other, maybe these two images tonight on here and play with it. So, and you've got some cute sentiments. Sometimes the smallest things make up the most room in your craft room, and a little bundle of joy. And then this one says, oh, hell, oh, hello there, baby. And we might bring in another sentiment because I don't think I have all the sentiments I need, but we're going to work with this, do some coloring. So I need this die set as well for that. I am using the ribbon and trim etch die sets for the panels that we're going to make. And I love this set. I did link it up for you guys because I think this is a set that could be so useful to have just in your stash. I'm going to pull these out. They're not laying on this magnet right. So anyway, you have this big one that's got the scalloped edge. And then you've got, you can layer them. I'm going to lay them kind of in order here. You've got a medium with a double stitched edge. You've got a smaller one with a single stitched edge. You've got a scallop, and then you've got a wavy. And these are super fun. I'm going to use them a lot on the cards that I have ready, prepared for tonight because I've got them already die cut out and ready to go. I've got my bases together, and then I thought we would pull together our elements. I'm also going to use the baby accessories that comes with the Kang and Rue etch dies. So we've got Kang and we've got Rue, and I'm going to work with that. And we are going to work with the baby buggy because I've not worked with the baby buggy yet. Let's see what everybody's saying. Oh, Blossom, glad that I'm enjoying using it. I am. I looked at it I knew I had in mind what I wanted to do with it, and I kept, I left it laid out, and um, then a couple days ago I started writing in there and putting, all my channel stuff, and then tonight I thought I'm gonna start decorating it. So yeah, fun to work with the journal. So let's see. Blossom says I need to invest in some Disney and Toon themed stamps. Yes. Hello from Northeast Kansas. Hello, Jackie. How is your weather? We've had snow since about 7 p.m. last night, continuing to snow. I did also bring in some scalloped and stitched oval dies for my card pattern paper, and I brought in the bow and bell scallop frame to make some super cute frames. And I've also got the Pooh Sweet Sentiments, which I've got some already prepared in here. And the 100 Acre Woods, we're not going to work with that tonight. It's there. And then I have the coordinating 3D embossing folder, which is baby blocks, and it's super cute. Can't remember the name of it, but I've got everything linked in the description box below. We're going to work with all that. So I have got included in here, we'll just get started. I have got Kanga and Rue right here, and then I've got all of my little card bases. I've actually got 3 here. And I'm afraid I have in mind 4 cards to make, and I don't have the 4th one ready. But the pattern paper that I'm using here is super cute. And it is from Cat Scrappiness, and it is will work for craft supplies, is the set that it goes with. I have linked it in the description box below. Super, super cute pattern paper that we're going to work with. But I thought we'd go ahead and start assembling Kanga and Rue. And so I've just got some Spellbinders cardstock here. We've got the arms, we've got Kanga, we've got little Rue there, and then we've got some decorative elements here. Let's see. Yeah, this is acorn collared cardstock is what that is. And then I have got the chiffon is what I'm using for this. But I think it'll be pretty quick to put together. I've got 2 black pieces that I need that actually fell out of the paper. These are for the backs of the face, for the eyes for them. So we'll get them out and get them laid down. So basically what we've got here is we've got the little belly, and it has a little stitched area or a cut area where you can tuck baby Rue right in the pouch. And I'm going to do that for the card, I think, for my mom. So we'll see. Super, super cute. Yeah, that embossing folder is awesome. So super fun stuff. And then you've got a baby bib, and you also have a cup of coffee for Kanga for those wee hours in the morning when she's up with her little one. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and get them assembled, and we'll do some coloring, and we'll assemble I've got our little baby buggy in here, and it's going to be super cute as well. So I finally, like I said, I finally recorded the 2026 craft room video tour, craft room tour video or whatever. And I've got it trying to load right now. I don't know if the storm has got our internet jacked up, but I did it pretty early in the day and have just been going on about my business. And then I went back to it a little bit ago and I'm like, it's not even loaded yet. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. But anyway, so hello, Kalinda. Hello, Jackie. They're saying hello to each other. Welcome. Um, what else was I going to say? Oh, so today was like, we were inside all day. And hang on a minute. I'm going to grab. And anyway, I decided I was looking to see if I had my other card that I made. Yeah, I do. So I wanted to use it as a sneak peek. Here's one that I've already made. How do you spell love? You don't spell it, you fill it. Super cute. But I was going to get that just for my little inspiration on my arms and stuff, because I know I looked at the pictures on Spellbinders when I was assembling that. There is a little line there where your little arm goes. I think you can put it either above it or below it. I'm going to go below it, I think. Anyway, so that's where that goes. But so today, since we didn't go to church because our church was canceled, they did an online service. And I decided that it was a good fried chicken, mashed potatoes day. And so I made fried chicken and mashed potatoes, and it was yummy. And I guess we need to get out. We need to get this snow so we can get out, so we don't sit around and eat. Because then when I got hungry later, I grabbed I just made a little Hawaiian roll turkey sandwich and stuff. But then I decided that I needed brownies. So I made brownies. So it's been a cooking and an eating day and a crafting day. So that's what it's been. And a napping day. So basically I've done all the fun things. I have done all of my favorite things. I got to cook, I got to eat, I got to sleep, and I got to craft. So it doesn't go much better than that. Okay. And so I think all of the schools have canceled for tomorrow. I am working remotely tomorrow because the weather, and we're in what they call an orange state, which means just emergency travel. So there we go. Is that cute or what? Yeah, you cannot go wrong with brownies. And I will tell you, Jay, Pat has found these brownies at Aldi's that are so good. And he keeps buying them for me because they are just so yummy. And I don't know the brand of them. They're in a dark packaging, but they're really, really good. So anyway, so he went out a little bit ago and went next door to kind of help get my dad and them's driveway out, which we don't really want them getting out because they don't need to be out and about, but he was clearing them up. Well, anyway, they invited him in for hot chocolate. Well, I knew he had been gone for a while and I couldn't hear the blower. And so I was like, I better check. So I peeked out there and he was nowhere to be found. So I figured he was inside. And so then my mom had texted and said, I wanted to let you know Pat's having some hot chocolates in case you think he's laying out there dead or something. So what is this? This is here. Where is my little Rue's face? Oh, I put that on the wrong way. Rue doesn't have a pink face. We gotta start over. Oh no. Let's see if we can fix this. We might have to die cut Rue out again. I messed him up. And I don't know is Rue a girl or a boy? I guess it could be whatever you want it to be for this purpose. Okay, yes. I think we're gonna have success on this. No, I don't like it. Okay, we're gonna start over. I'm gonna get me another Rue die cut out. And we can do that, no big deal. I got the glue on there and kind of messed it up. I was busy talking and not paying attention, but Rue only has the belly in pink, doesn't have the face in pink. He just has the back piece, or she. I guess in this purpose, it's going to be a she because I'm making a little girl card. And that's what I've been making. Everybody's having girls that we know. So anyway, make a bunch of little girl cards. But I think we are going to have some universal cards tonight because I'm doing a whole variety of things. But anyway, so he came in and he said, yeah, he was having hot chocolate. And I said, well, I did look out there and I didn't see you laying in the snow anywhere. So I figured he was all right. But anyway, so my parents live next door, so it's very convenient. But they are next door. All right. So what do you coat your fried chicken in? I like it crispy and cannot. I will tell you, I do the let me see, I'm trying to see what we're saying here. I do the very basic. I learned my cooking from my mother. My mother has passed. When I refer to my mom, I'm talking about my stepmother. My mother has passed, but my stepmother is a fabulous cook. But I make my chicken like my mother. And basically all she ever did was coat it in flour. Now I coat mine in flour, but I also put seasoned salt in it. And I just use a Ziploc baggie and put the flour and the seasoned salt in the Ziploc baggie. And then I just throw my chicken in there and just shake it. And I basically kind of squish them, and kind of get them covered really well. But the key to it is not the coating, in my opinion. The key is an electric skillet. I always use an electric skillet for it. And I get the best turnout with my fried chicken. And my family loves it. And I cook it up good and crispy. And the other thing is I make my gravy in the electric skillet. I always make all my gravy in electric skillet. And it always turns out fantastic as well. So that's one thing I do enjoy and feel successful at, is I feel like I am a fairly decent cook, and my family tends to agree with that, I think. So that's nice. I don't think I'm going to use the bib or the coffee cup because my plan is to tuck Rue in here. For the chicken, I normally will, Jay's asking about, oh, you dry your chicken, then coat it, then let it sit? I don't even dry mine. I just throw it in the bag and just get it all covered in the flour. And then I throw it in I just use some oil and I throw it in there and cook it up. But I usually do it, I'll start off a little bit slow, but then I'll take it up to like 350 is what I do. And I'm hoping, I didn't put any glue around this pouch, so I'm hoping I can get that little roux in there. I put it at the top and at the very bottom. So hoping I can get that roux tucked down in there. Yes, I can. I just need to slide my little tweezers in there. Isn't that cute? There we go. Super cute. So there's our little roux. We're not going to use our coffee cup. Let's go ahead and assemble our little Blossom says the hotter your pan is before you add the fat, the better the crisp you also get. Yeah, I get mine hot, good and hot, but and then I take my time and I just turn it and turn it. And I even will stack mine to where I can get the sides of it so that it is cooked. I don't do real deep oil. I know a lot of people try that. I don't do real deep oil. I just put a covering on there, and then I'll roll it and I'll lay it on its side so that the edges get good and crispy. And anyway, it's really yummy. Now for this, I did go ahead and put the little dots for the wheels on here and the little handle on here because I thought when I was die cutting them out earlier today, I'm like, I don't want to lose those pieces. So I went ahead and just glued them on there so I could do that. But anyway, yeah. Usually, gosh, when I have my family over, the kids and stuff, I mean, I make a ton of chicken, and I feel I've got a great big electric skillet because I usually feed a bunch of people. Usually on Sunday, everybody comes to my house for dinner. And so I do a lot of feeding. But this week's, it was just Pat and I. So I just made 6 breasts and then did the gravy and then the mashed potatoes. And we had buttered peas. And that's what we had with it. And it was good. It was good, 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 good. Anyway, so sorry for the little talking about the food. Now, I suppose you could put your buggy on this way. I wonder how the packaging shows. I don't have the packaging. You could put it on that way, or you could put it on this way. I think I'm not going to have fenders. I think I'm just going to lay it down on there. I don't know how the packaging shows because I didn't get the packaging for that and I didn't print it out. Normally I will go ahead and print it out. I'm pretty sure I didn't. No, I don't have it. Okay. Anyway, so we'll get this laid down on here. And this is super cute. And I've chosen just really soft and delicate baby colors. I've got this yellow. And like I said, this pattern paper is Cat Scrappiness, and it's from their Will Craft for, will craft for, I don't know what it is. What is it called? Will Work for Craft Supplies is what it's called. And they have a 6x6 paper pad, and that's the name of it. Will Work for Craft Supplies. And it's double-sided, and it's got very fun. I should show you some of the sides on it. It's got some very fun craft stuff on it as well as the real pretty colors that I'm going to use. I'm using the muted baby colors is what I'm planning to use. So then this is the basket part. And I think you probably would put it on there like that. I've already kind of got fingerprints or glue all over my glass mat, so hopefully that's not too distracting. And we're just going to put a little bead of glue down there, and we're going to grab this decorative element and just add it to our basket. This is our baby basket for our little buggy. And then this is the little shade that, and it has a little etched area there where you can put your glue on and attach your basket to it. So cute. I love it. So just kind of cleaning up some glue there. And then we'll get it laid down on our little thing. So cute. And I think it has I think it shows the little will in the front of the cart. Like I said, I don't know. I don't have the picture of it. So there's our little baby buggy. They are cool spring colors. You love the pastel color theme for baby projects? Yeah. Oh, you still want the guys, the crafter, and the wife's mad at him for buying the whole alternate release? Yeah. Yeah, I did a card. Did I send you that card, Jay? I don't know that I did. I don't know if I still have it. I thought I was thinking was going to send that to you. I don't know if I remembered to do that or not, but I'm going to put Rue up before I lose Rue. And then let's just go ahead and we're just going to keep getting our little elements ready for our card. I'm going to get our little cup of coffee and our little baby bib and throw it in my little tray here. So I went ahead and colored these up, and I don't have, I'm building my Copic marker supply. My sister got me some for Christmas, and I don't have a lot of colors, but I think I had some good colors for Pooh. And I actually have kind of 3 different kind of tones. This one's a little bit lighter, and then this is darker, and then that's kind of in between there. But I thought we would do that. And I've already colored this. This is the stork and delivering the baby, and Pooh is hanging from there. And then I've got another one that needs colored, and then we've got the little scene where we've got a little cradle, and they're looking in the cradle at the baby, and so I need to color that up. And then we might want to add some color to this congratulations. Just have to figure out exactly what we're going to do with all of these pieces. So I've got card plans, card designs. I just don't know what's going to go on what. So let's see, I think, I can't remember color. I think this was the lighter one. I think I'm going to go with this on this particular one. And I am not a colorist. I'm just a hack. And I did go ahead and stamp these, and I heat embossed, and that kind of helps you to stay within the lines. So, and some of them I did some like shading on, and some of them I didn't. And these are simple enough. I don't think you actually have to. I think they're just cute. And my heater's running there. I don't think it's too loud. I always think the noises, I must be really keyed into the noises. I always think they're too loud, and then you guys always say they're not. And today when I did my craft room video, I realized that in the background that my washer was running. And I thought, oh no, I'm going to have to completely redo the video. And then I sat down to edit it, and you couldn't hear anything. So I was like, I think I must focus in on background noise more than that's necessary. It's probably like a brain thing or something. I don't know, that I'm keyed into background noises. It probably is, because I'm one of those people that has trouble hearing in a restaurant because there's so much noise going on around. So it's probably a me issue. So, I mean, this is just very simple coloring. Oh, you like my nails? Thank you. I got them done the other day, and then I actually have got a couple chips in them, and I was really kind of annoyed at that because it hasn't been that long since I got them done. But in regard to that, it's really probably my fault because I was assembling all of these cabinets and everything. And so, you know, I had all the tools out and everything, and I probably wasn't being careful with my fingernails. So, okay, so we've got a little duck, and I'm going to give our little duck a little orange nose. And I really probably need maybe more of a yellow color for, what color is this? Maybe we can use this on our duck. Yeah, we can. I think that'll work out. Like I said, I'm just keeping it very simple. I'm not here to teach any kind of coloring method at all. I'm just having fun. Let's see, what's everybody saying? If you sit around home, you get really keyed into noises that don't matter. Yeah, you can do that for sure. But I definitely, and I am somebody that enjoys a lot of quiet too. Just kind of fill in around that. Isn't that cute? I've got a little bit of, I could probably pick it up with the colors with Splendor. Let's try that first. I got a little bit of color outside the lines. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think that'll take care of it. All right. And then we've got our little, so I use that YR31 for Pooh, and then I just use that YR13 for the duck. And then I use the YR68 for the little beak is what I use, but not that it matters, because, and I don't know, I guess I need to do this little Pooh here too. So, and this one's real, this is a real rotely, I don't know, it's just kind of a roughly drawn image here. This one is. You can see it's just, there's not much detail to the face or whatever. And they're just kind of looking into the little baby basket. And I don't know what color. I suppose this is Christopher Robin's, and I don't know what color Christopher Robin's clothes are. It's been a minute since I've watched, and I don't know, was he blonde? I can't really remember. I'm giving some dark hair. Oh, Blossom says I can't hear well enough to hear background noise unless it's over headphones when I'm watching a live. Yeah, my husband, he doesn't hear stuff either. And he won't admit to it, but he doesn't. So I think I'm going to put just a little blue outfit on him. Oops, wrong side. And we'll just kind of keep our color scheme the same. Just add a little blue. I think it'll be fun. And then we're going to get to assembling our cards. And I think they'll come together because I have got all of the card elements already prepared. So I think they'll come together pretty quickly. And it's 25 minutes after. So we did start a few minutes early. Whenever Jay wraps up early, I go ahead and start early just because I figure you guys are all out there and probably ready to get started. And then we can get done a little bit sooner. Now, I'm not certain what these little elements here are on the floor. Maybe a baby rattle or something. I'm not certain what those are. I can't really discern what they are from looking at it, but, and I'm not sure about the skin color. This is, what is this? EOO. Yeah, that's probably a really good color for the skin. Yeah, that'll work. I think I might bring a little dark color in for just the, this kind of feels like a cuff on the short. And maybe a cuff up here. Just add a little bit of, and then we're going to have a pink baby cradle. And we're just going to keep all of our colors pretty basic and similar. Since I've got these pink and yellow and blue pattern papers, I thought that'd be fun. So super, super sweet. Not even sure what all to color on this crib. I guess these are the spindles. And then maybe the, just kind of do that. There we go. So I think we've got everything colored and we've got everything assembled. So we're about ready to go with our cards. So let's go ahead and get our dies on here and we'll get this stuff die cut out and then we'll be ready. So like I said, I was having fun just getting everything prepared for this live. I haven't prepared for the one tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to work with Pink and Main products. Daria's been buying some new Pink and Main stuff. I'm going to bring in some old Pink and Main stuff. I haven't bought anything new in a while. And so I'm going to use some old stuff. So I was trying to see, is there anything else going on in the chat? No. Okay, hopefully everyone's still with me. It looks like we've got about 19 people. And I have ripped this, which I'll go ahead and get it in a different type of packaging anyway. I kind of have a system with how I manage my dies and stamps and stuff. So for that craft room tour, I actually, I opened up all the drawers in the cabinets. You blame Caitlin Anthony. I think I saw, she actually did a craft room tour recently. I just watched it. Actually today I watched it. I don't know when it came out. Maybe pretty recent, I think. But she did a craft room tour. And of course she has a ton of Pink and Main. But anyway, so I opened up all the doors. Of course, everything's nicely organized because I got rid of all the cube units and I got cabinets. And so everything came out and went back in. And so I organized everything nicely. I have a few more things to do, but I told Pat this morning, I said, I think I'm at a point where I can do the craft room video and feel good about it. There's a couple of custom things we're going to do. My son-in-law is going to help me do. But for the most part, it's in pretty good shape. And you know how that goes. I don't know if you're like me. I'm constantly wanting to change and update and stuff. But I now have cabinets that I like. So I'm real happy with that because I have doors so I can close it off and I don't have to look at all of the things. Now, I know there are a lot of people that like to see all the things to be inspired by their things, but I'm not one of those people. I am inspired by clean. I like everything to be clean. So, and I will tell you, Let's see, what's everybody saying? Oh, whoops, I just knocked my plate off on the floor. You guys are talking about Eeyore. Um, and yes, you did spell that right. Um, yeah, I've got the whole collection. I do have Eeyore, and I do have the Big Pooh and the owl, and it is a fantastic set. Love it. Um, and they just have been adding to it, and which makes it even more fun, if you've got it, because then, they do these add-ons and stuff. So, and I normally don't tape my dies all down, but when I use this Empress, I do, because it inevitably, something about running it through there, it moves stuff around. And I have started putting the metal shim on top. I think that is helping the problem that I've been having with it. So we'll see. Because I was using it earlier and I was having some problems, and then I moved the shim on top, and then the problems went away. So I think that is what I need to do, is just put the metal shim on top. So we've got all of those. Now we're going to grab these dies and get them laid down on here. And we'll have all of our elements. And we've got a lot of elements here. We're not going to probably use them all because we don't have time for that. But I just grabbed the things that I liked and just stamped them out and thought, well, we'll just figure out what we want to use on these cards that I have selected here. So we've got the stork. And again, I've got it bringing a baby girl because everybody's having baby girls right now. So, which I always said I was a girl mom because I had two girls, but and now I have the benefit of having my little grandsons. Of course, I have a granddaughter as well, but so it's been a new experience having the boys. It's a lot of fun too. Now I'm going to die cut this out, but I think we might add some color to this congratulations. And I try to keep the tape on the outside of my die because inevitably it will tear my image if I get it on there. I don't know if this is inferior mint tape or not. I never had problems with tape, but I have with this bench. And you can see I've bent this shim up a little bit. So I'm pretty hard on my equipment, I guess. Okay. Oh, Jay says he loves Betty Boop. Blossom's wearing Eeyore jammy bottoms. And Jim's wondering if they'll be adding Betty Boop since she's in public domain now. That would be fun. That would be super fun. All right. So let's get these and we're going to get going. So I'm going to lay these aside, all my dies. I'll put these all back together later. Don't want to waste time with that. But we've got all of our elements. Now I have got a bunch of card elements planned here. And just using this soft, pretty, light colored patterns from the Cat Scrappiness 6x6 paper pads. And I brought some of those little dies in, and I'm just kind of layering them up. So these are the panels that I have in mind for the cards. So we've got some pink and some blue and some yellow, and we've got some of these trim and ribbon dies that we're going to use. And I think they're super cute. I love them. So I've got 3 cards kind of lined up here. And so we just need to figure out what's going to go on what and how we're going to do it. And I think I love them all. When I assembled the pattern paper and the elements, I thought, oh, these are so cute. And I think they're going to be sweet. Anyway, so that's what we've got. So now we just need to figure out, whoops, who goes with what. I'm going to get all of this stuff out of my way so that I don't lose any of my pieces parts. Okay. So I had in my mind that Kanga and Rue were going to go on this card. So that's what I had in my mind. And I wonder if we could even add, because I thought I was going to need 4 cards, but I think we could probably even add our little buggy there. So we'll think about that. And then this one, I kind of had like this in mind. And I was actually thinking about this little one here for this. It's just a tiny little thing, but I thought with the blocks, I thought that could look really cute. And I did include a little flower that I thought maybe might go with it as well. And we could do something like that. And then we could do a sentiment or something. I thought that would be cute. And then I was also thinking, and I don't know, I was thinking about this one for this card where they're looking at the baby. And I think it's sweet. And of course, we have all these other elements that we could, work with or whatever. And I have worked with this one already and this one already on another card. I haven't worked with the Pooh with the duck yet, or the stork, or the feet. Anyway, so those are elements that we could save for another card or whatever. Now this one also had a rattle and a baby bottle, and then the bib, and then the cup of coffee. So just to kind of show you. But I think I like how I've got them laid out here. We're going to need probably some more sentiments. So let's just kind of push these aside and we'll just work through them one at a time. Now this one is pretty basic. I just cut this to an A2 size panel and then took, that out of the center of it. And then I went down to, I don't know, what is this? This is 3 3/4 by 5. And then I went down to 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, I think, and kept it very basic where you're not using any dies for your frames, for your layering, and just kept it super, super simple. I did use the embossing folder on the white, but I wanted to just kind of give some different ideas in case you don't have the nesting dies. So I'm going to start at the very basic. And I want to show you, this is the back of the Will Work for Craft Supplies paper, and it says, "We'll trade husband for craft supplies. My husband said if I buy more craft supplies, he will leave me. He will leave. I will miss him. We'll trade husband for craft supplies." Yeah, I said that. Low on craft supplies, anything helps. Just super fun. Anyway, that's kind of the gist of this particular pattern paper set. And it has some wonderful stamps that go with it as well. And Jay was kind of referring to those when he was talking about the card. But it is a super fun set. And it is, I did link it up, so I know that at least the pattern paper is available, but I think I saw the stamp sets as well. So that's Cat Scrappiness. And as you guys know, I used to be on that team, so I've got a good amount of that product. I did send Jay several of the nesting dies because I know he likes the Cat Scrappiness products. And I have more than I need, so I was more than happy to send him some of those and kind of make some space in my craft room. Okay, it looks like I've got a little bit of an edge there, which I don't like. I did go ahead and get a new guillotine. This is just one that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. It is very similar to my Spellbinders one that I had, only it is about $13 cheaper. And so that was appealing to me. And so I'm very happy to be back in the guillotine business. There we go. Let's kind of straighten that up a little bit. So anyway, just picked it up at Hobby Lobby. And I got some glue on this, but it's not going to show because we're going to layer it up. We'll just go ahead and get it cleaned off real quick. Let's see. Patricia says, so cute. Jim says New York Public Library has the original Winnie the Pooh dolls on display in the children's area. That is fantastic. Jay says he does like cats' dyes. The label ones are super neat. I'm glad you like them, and I know you'll get some use out of them. So I just need space. I can't let it take over my whole house. So I just need to thin some stuff out. And that kind of goes back to that kind of clean and simple look that I appreciate. So this one, I thought it would be cute to lay this down across this. And so we're going to lay it down, glue it down, and then we'll cut it before we lay this panel down. Yes, you need some nesting dies. Denise, I'll send my address. Hey, you guys can message me. There's a little bit of a cost associated with sending them, but when I'm thinning things out, I am more than happy to do that. So send personal message me, and Denise, Blossom, and Jay, they're all members of my channel, and love to send you guys stuff. So yes. So I'm just going to lay that down in between. We've got 2 rows here and 2 rows there, and I thought it would be fun to just lay that down. And we're going to do that. I think, do I have, yes. Let's go ahead and pop this panel up and just add a little bit of dimension to it. And I got my sticky scissors. These somehow wound up in the kitchen. And I was like, how did my sticky scissors get in the kitchen? And it's probably me. I probably somehow carried them out there and didn't remember it. And they were out there. Boy, I did a crooked job on that. Oh, well, it's going to be fine. This is probably going to be, a lot of times these cards are hand delivered because they're like baby showers, so you put them in with a gift or whatever. And so it's not going to it won't be too out of whack. And hopefully this will lay down on that embossed panel. I just thought that looked so cute. Just the colors, and I want to push that down a little bit. Just kind of the layering. I just thought that made for a real pretty base. And you've got all that dimension on there. And then we've got our little scene. Isn't that cute? Now we're going to need a sentiment for this. So we might just get all of our elements laid down and then come back in and decide what sentiments we're going to use for which ones. I think that's so cute. I think this safety pin could be fun with it. Let's reserve that for later and figure out. We've got this congratulations, but I'm not sure if I want to use it for that one or this one maybe. Let's get them all together and then we'll come back and visit our sentiments. So there's that one. Now let's go ahead and move on to this one. And again, this is continuing. All of this is from that paper pad. So on the back of this, we've got will work for craft supplies. And then this is like the husband, and she's willing to trade him in for some craft supplies. It's fun. And then this pink is just real soft and pretty. But then you've got your glue and your ink pads and your paint splatters and your paint brushes and all that. So it's a really, really fun 6x6 pad. And hers are always double-sided, and usually you have trouble deciding which side to use because they're always so cute. But for my purposes today, I knew, exactly what I wanted to do because I wanted them to be very soft and sweet. And this card kind of matches my nails. Now I had in my mind for this one, let's see, we have this, whoops. And I think, do I want this on top or? Yeah, I think I do. Or do I want it underneath my vellum? Just trying to decide how I want it. I want it on top. Okay, let's go ahead and get our vellum laid down on here. Now, I'm not too worried about the vellum because we're going to have our roux that's going to cover up a good part of it. So we can put plenty of glue on there and get it laid down. I'm going to kind of put it on that one side. Let's see, what's everybody saying? Oh, Blossom's got a call. She'll be right back. You make the darndest cards. That's a funny title. There have been times. I'm not sure. All right, so there's that. And then we're going to have our little decorative piece on there, but I'm trying to figure out, do we want to add this to it? I think it could be cute. Boy, that could have been really cute on that too. That would have been super cute on that one. I think we add it to this. Kind of put it in the background. So I'm eyeballing it just so I know that I can put some more glue on my vellum in this area just to kind of hold it down. Actually, if you spread it out, it's not as noticeable as it would be, but I think I want to just put that in the background. All right, let's get our little trim on here. We'll trade husband for craft supplies. Yep, that's what it says. It's actually will work for craft supplies is the title of the set, but she's willing to trade her husband for craft supplies. That's one of the images and the sentiments that come with the set. Yeah, she's got a lot of fun stuff. And I love this. It just screams baby to me. We'll just cut that off. I love these little dies. Now these will go in my, I have a bin that says nesting dies. And basically those are what I use for all of my bases. And even though these are borders, they're going to go in that area because I'm going to pull them out time and time again to use for, different elements for my card. I just think that's cute. We're going to add that together and just have that on there. So we'll get some glue on there. How are we doing? It's about 10 till 9. I think we're going to get through all these pretty quickly here. And I have some extra elements that I can use at another time. I think I need to put some foam squares on Rue's head, or Kanga's head, because it's going to be laying over the top of that buggy. Yeah, we're going to need some on the bottom down here as well. I don't know, we might need for this tail as well. So we'll go ahead and add a little half one there. Let's go ahead and do for the feet too, just so they don't get bent. So I think it may have finally stopped snowing. I think it's finally stopped snowing, but I think we've got some wind. But we're still under a travel advisory. I think most of the state is. And I will tell you, my daughter had to work, I think I mentioned it on maybe a video or something, but she had to work 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. yesterday. And then she had to get back up and be out at 2 p.m. And she's working until 2 a.m. So, and they've had troopers, multiple troopers hit today. Um, their cars hit. And I don't know if they have any injuries or anything, but so if you guys think about it, be praying for her as she is working the road. So it scares me to death. Anyway, so we're going to get this laid down on there. And we will have our second card without a sentiment. We're going to get our sentiments figured out. Isn't that cute? I love it. I think it's so cute. Oh, geez, yeah. Yeah, 12-hour shifts. Yeah, they really are, Patricia. They are dangerous. You saw the stuff about the trooper getting rolled over. Yeah, just going too fast. I mentioned on a video this past week, and I kind of got choked up on it. My son-in-law's shift partner, his car was hit. Now, he was outside of the car and he didn't get injured, fortunately. But it was a driver, a semi driver that was going too fast, and he was out. It was a wrecked area already to begin with, and so you've got lights and lights flashing and cars stopped and everything ahead, so you should be able to see it and get slowed down. But this semi was going, and I guess um, his name is AJ. He could tell that it was going to occur, and so he even moved further away from where he was. And they totaled his brand new trooper car and I guess pushed it like 30 feet or something ridiculous like that. So just going too fast and just not paying attention to what's going on. And so fortunately he wasn't hurt, but his car was totaled. So yeah, and then I've heard of multiples with this storm accidents where they'd been hit because people are not paying attention. So Patricia has 2 police officers in her family as well. Yeah. Jay, yeah. I have actually 3 that are on the Indiana State Police, my youngest daughter and my 2 son-in-laws. So anyway, hopefully that's going to fit all the way across there. Yes, it is, because I thought it was going to be long enough. But I did that because this embossing folder has a real nice scalloped edge around there if you do a landscape, but it's going to cut off the bottom scallop. And so I thought to cover up the fact that the scallop is not there, we would just lay this at the bottom. And I thought it would be fun detail anyway. Yeah, that I thought that using the pattern paper with that embossing folder would look really, really cute. So I thought it was super cute. Anyway, now this card base I had already used. I went to lay something down on there during a live, I think, and it was folded wrong. So I refolded it, but you can see there's a little bit of glue residue on there, but you're not going to see it once we get our pieces laid down. So I need to check on my daughter and see how she's doing. But, can you imagine working from 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. and then, oops, I did that backwards. And then having to get back up and be out there at 2 p.m. again? Oh my goodness. Those hours are just, and she normally works a 10-hour shift, not a 12-hour shift, but they're requiring them to work the 12-hour shift because of the storm. So, anyway. So look at that. Isn't that pretty? Very pretty. So you guys say your prayers. Just pray for me and my kids. Just have to trust in the Lord and lean not into thine own understanding. That's kind of my life verse. Okay. So there we go. I love it. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. All right. And so because we had all of that detail on there, I was thinking simplicity with this is really what I was thinking. Just let's be very simple and let the design show. I think what I'm going to do on this is I'm going to pop this up on my little foam piece, and then we'll slap some glue behind there. So let's just try and get this lined up. There we go. Very pretty. Oh, I love it. And then we have plenty of room for our sentiment. So let's get this laid down here. Then we're going to have to come up with how we want to do our sentiments, what we're going to do with them. And I think that is so cute. Do we want it down here or kind of up? Let's eyeball it. That's cute. Now let's put a little bit of, let's go ahead and get this laid down on there. Get it positioned. And then I'm thinking, just trying to decide how I want to do the little flower. I think that looks cute right like that. Just put a little dab of glue on there. We're going to lay our little bear with our little block. Just kind of let those two things meld together there. And then put it down on there like that. I think that'll leave us some room for a sentiment. So cute. There we go. All right. Okay, so we've got this little congratulations, and we could add it to any one of them. I think I'm going to probably bring in, I think I like that one on that one. Like on here. Yeah, I like that one. And then we'll bring in our stamp set and figure out what we want for our other pieces. And then we'll get them finished off. I think that's cute. I want to use that little pen. Trying to decide how I can use it. I just think it's so cute. I think I'm just going to put it right up there underneath the banner a little bit. Just kind of let it poke out. I just think it's cute. Isn't that cute? All right. Okay. So we've got that. We have all of these other little extra elements that I can save for later, but let's look at our stamp set and see what we want to do for these two. I need, gosh, that's so cute. So we've got congratulations, it's a girl. So tiny, so small, and loved by all. That is super cute. Hello Baby. It's a girl. And I'm kind of fearful of stamping it right on my card because I'm not that great at that. So let's just see. It's amazing what you can do with paper. Yes, it is. It is, especially with these tools that Spellbinders provides. I mean, it is just, they're just awesome. I think I'm looking for some. Okay, here it is. Something that we can stamp some. Let's go ahead and bring in our Misty and stamp some things real quick, and we will have what we need for our card. I think this could be cute on there too. Oh my gosh, that could be cute on there. Could put that on the inside of the card. I think that'd be fun. All right, so what do we want to use? There's such fun stuff. We have got what is going on with that? Okay. This one could be a baby boy card. Let's just do Hello Baby, because that we could use for anything. I've got it upside down, and I have got glue all over my fingers. Surprised I can function here. All right, we've got Hello Baby. I like this Welcome Little one. That could be cute. I think let's use those, and we'll just go with that. And we're going to keep it kind of simple. I am going to go ahead and heat emboss them because I want them to look good with what we've got going on. So we'll just use our Memento Black ink. Jay got some Memento Black ink from ECR tonight. And that's going to be messy right there. I can tell. It's extra juicy. So try to be a little bit more gentle with it. Let's see what we get. Where's my press tool? There it is. Let's do the Hello Baby one again. See if we can get a little bit fuller. That Welcome Little one, it kind of pressed. I'm making a mess here. It kind of pressed. The E is darker than what the rest of it is, so I'm hoping. Oh, I think that's going to work. Oh yeah, those will work. Okay. So we'll get these, and then we will be able to lay those on our card. So sorry for the clanging and banging. I've moved stuff around. We've got our clear. And we'll get our heat gun going. And I need I'm making this cat thing, and I messed it up. So I'm going to use this to, and it stinks because it's sticker paper, but I'm going to use it to catch this. It was in my trash. I'm like, I'll just use that to catch it. Anyway, it's, this is funny. A gal at the church wanted me to make this sign for, I don't know, some girl she wants to give it to, but, and Jay, you would appreciate this. So it says, hang on and I'll show you. It says cats are like potato chips. You can't have just one. Anyway, so I was just testing out different sizes and just, I haven't got it where I want it yet, but anyway, super fun. Denise has twin boys. Well, men. That's awesome. Denise says she likes that gingham print. Sorry, the chat kind of got away from me. Yeah, I love anything gingham. I love anything gingham. Gingham all the time. Love it. I'm very drawn to it. So let's get this embossing powder off of the desk. And I'm going to heat this up. and we'll get it going. Just kind of clean off the extra. It's not going to matter because we're going to die cut it out, but let's bring this in and get it going. Okay, that looks nice. We're almost there. We're almost there. They will be 35 this year. Well, my oldest daughter is 33 this year. Well, actually, she'll be 34 this year. So we've got them about the same age. My youngest daughter, I think Courtney will be 34. That means Hannah will be 30 or 27. So, yep, they're getting up. I just can't believe that. It's just hard to believe when your kids get to be that old. I don't feel that old. Do you feel that old, Denise? I don't. Well, some days I do, but generally I don't think of myself as being that old. Okay, where are the die sets? For the sentiments. Trying to figure out what I did with them. Did I have them? Do we not have them for those? I don't think we do. Okay, for those particular ones, we don't. We'll just have to, we're going to have to cut them. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to actually cut them apart like this, and we'll go from there. And I wish I had a little die for them. Hopefully they're dry enough. Yeah. I got a good edge on here, maybe. Just try and see what I'm doing here. Okay. Come on out of there. I don't think that's too bad. We'll use the scissors to cut that down. I'm not sure I have a straight edge on this one, so we'll just wing it. All right. Okay, so there we go. Generally, I like to use the Tim Holtz scissors when I'm doing that. Someone had said my sons will be middle-aged. I told them, hush. Oh my gosh. Jackie says my daughter will be 42 and my son this year. It makes me feel very old. I remember my mother, when she was alive, she said, she called us middle-aged. And I said, what? We're not middle-aged. And she said, how old do you think, or how long do you think you're going to live? And I was like, ouch. So yeah, I didn't think of myself as middle-aged at that time. And she kind of gave us a kind of a rude awakening there. She's like, exactly how long do you think you're going to live? Just trying to get this good and straight. And narrow. I like them to be pretty narrow. There we go. I think that's cute. Welcome, little one. And then we've got hello, baby. Put it on there. And I think the hello, baby will be cute on this other one. I still feel like I'm not very straight. So I'm kind of using the letters to help straighten it out because I didn't lay it on the paper very straight when I stamped it. So there we go. All right, I think we can work with that. I think I'm going to put that on there. I originally didn't think I was going to put it there, but I think I am. I'm just going to fill in some of that space there for that. And then we're about finished. Sometimes life unexpectedly reminds me that I'm old. Well, I, I always say you're only as old as you feel, and I still feel pretty good. So, um, I'm just gonna. My youngest sister was in from Florida, and she's like, "I'm still 29." I'm like, "No, you're not." But my mother, for years said she was 29, so much so that we never really knew how old she was because she never really was honest about her age. But that's okay. You're only as old as you feel. It's just a number. So cute. Now, do we have, let me see what we got. We got some, I thought maybe we might have some little enamel pieces or something that we could add to them. I don't know if we need to, but let's see what we got. I just got all these kind of tucked in here. Is that straight? I think it is. I think it's the pattern on there that's kind of throwing me off. So I've got these that I think would look cute on here. And I want to use the teeniest, tiniest. I personally prefer the teeny tiny ones. They're kind of hard to get picked up and kind of put on here, but because they're so teeny tiny. But if you can get a hold of them, I think they look cute. And I never know how to place them, so I just place them. Anyway, isn't that cute? I think it's super cute. And then we could do one over here. I don't think we need to. I think I'm gonna leave that one alone. And I've got some pink ones for this, but I don't necessarily think I need them. Okay, we're gonna pass on that. So we'll get this out of the way and let's just look at all of our cards. So I showed you the Hello Baby. We've got the Welcome Little One. So cute with the Roo and the little pouch. You use nail gems. They're 2 millimeter tiny. Fun. I have got my mouse covered up so I can't see all my comments. Here we go. Let's see if we can get some things put up here and find the mouse. There we go. All 3 cards are adorable. Thank you, Patricia. Her granddaughter is 34 years old, so she is old. She thinks she's old. Well, you're only as old as you feel. If you feel good, that's all that matters, Patricia. All 3 cards are adorable. Thank you. And then this one. I think they're just soft and sweet. I like the palette, the color that we've used, the pattern paper, and I think they're just super cute. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching me work with these, and just nice to talk with all of you and just kind of share some things. So interesting hearing how old your children and grandchildren are. Denise says, I've had 50-year-old patients and many young ones in their 80s. Yes, my dad is 86. I think I said he was turning 87, but he turned 86. And he's just like a kid. I mean, he really is. He loves to play and have fun and play games and do all that. So I'm hoping that um, I might get to be 86 and be fun and have fun with kids and great grandkids. I was rolling through pictures the other day with my grandsons. They were over Friday night. I had them. We had a pizza party and we were in the kitchen, and I had a memory pop up on my phone with some pictures of them. And they were on the floor playing in the kitchen, playing with their little Matchbox cars and stuff. And I sat down on the floor with them and I was showing them, and we were going through them. And I had so many photos and videos of my dad, who's 86 years old, on the ground, doing the little thing with where you bend your knees and the kids get on him and he flips them. I mean, he's 86 years old on the floor, flipping these kids on his legs over, the top of him. And it was so funny because he was flipping Westy, which is the big one. And then Gunner was kind of like stepping on him and everything. And I'm like, he's 86 years old and he's on the floor doing this. But it was fun to look at those. And then um, him playing with them and the instruments and stuff. And he's got a lot of instruments in his studio, as I do in mine. And he likes to let them play. And I had lots of videos of that and stuff. So, and the boys were just enamored with watching themselves on the phone in these videos with me and, my dad and the different pictures and stuff that I was showing. And Gunnar, the littlest one, just sat there for the longest time just looking. And I had stopped scrolling through the pictures and was saying something to Westy, and Gunnar just was moving my phone and scrolling through the pictures and just looking at all of them. So it was so sweet and so cute. So that prompted me, I've got to get those albums ready with those pictures and things that I have for them. So I need to get on that. That's a project I need to do. So anyway, I have kept you guys for, I don't know, I guess an hour and 20 minutes because we started a little early, but I think we came up with some really fun, cute little cards. You got to look at some fun product, do a little coloring. Like I said, I am no coloring expert, but sure was fun to play with. Anyway. Denise, yeah, I do. I did get down on the kitchen floor, and it is hard tile. I'm telling you what. But yeah, I do try to stay very active because that's a big thing, and that's why my dad is so able to do those things is because he stays very active as well. Now he's 86. He's slowing down a little bit now, but certainly a body in motion stays in motion. I think that's what they say. But anyway. Yeah, the day of the photo album is gone. Used to love looking through this. They are, but when I'm gone and my phone isn't there and my Google Photos aren't there, I want them to have something. So I am going to put those together so that they will. I did those for my kids and they have them. I don't know how often they drag them out and look through them. I think periodically, maybe, but I do want to have them for the grandkids. And the other thing is, I'm creating kind of a memory with this YouTube channel. So hopefully, maybe they'll be able to hear my voice and see me on the YouTube videos. So that's kind of fun. Anyway, so I'm going to let you guys go. It was fun hanging out with you and just chit chatting. We've got the storm. We're not going anywhere. So, hopefully, my daughter will get home at 2 a.m. safely, and maybe by then they'll get the roads cleaned up and everything. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and I'm gonna let you guys go. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming back each day. Dari and I are going to go live tomorrow at 6 p.m. So, if you're bored and you're snowed in or iced in or it's too cold to get out, you can watch us at 6 o'clock. We'll play around with some Pink and Main stuff. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Take care now. Bye bye.